This is Dave Meltzer with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook, and I'm here at the greatest studios ever created here, the Blue Wire Studios in the lobby of the Wynn Hotel. And I have some special guests here. I have the Double J, Joseph Johnson, with me, and of course, my dear friend Joe Tolzmann, CEO and founder of RocketPlan, which brings us all together today at the Wynn. An incredible SaaS solution in a very niche business, in a niche industry that everyone hopefully never has to experience. Restoration. That means you've had a fire or a flood usually, or even worse, mold. But there's a lot of critical business issues that have evolved in this industry. And Joseph, I want to start with you. As I look at different industries and the niches of those industries, the critical business issues that exist, where do you see the greatest pain points today in the industry?
Probably getting the insurance bill paid in a timely manner.
Surprise. 80% of the business is getting paid, 20% is actually doing the work, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And what are the difficulties today in getting paid?
So documenting the job correctly and then getting that information to the insurance company in a timely manner.
You know, unfortunately, I'm a lawyer, and I think maybe we'll have other lawyers on the show today. But you know, documentation as a lawyer is difficult enough, and you're talking about people that not only are more aligned with documentation, more trained in documentation, more educated in documentation. I can't think of a worse position or worse population than contractors to ask them to document anything. I mean, half of them became contractors because they didn't want to do any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And added to that, the insurance side is that it's one thing to actually get it documented, but then you have to submit it to adjusters who are working against you to get you paid.
Yeah. Well, the adjuster's incentivized to low pay the claim. And
Right.
so then it's the battle of getting the adjuster to see our side, right? See the contractor's side and the homeowner's side.
And you have a network of people that work in this industry. Part of that network are people like Joe Tolzmann, who are creating solutions to help alleviate that pain, to create value. I call it a profit center. With so many different variables of how we can make money. Joe, where are some of the areas that you see profit being wasted in what most contractors utilize today, let alone in restoration?
There's so much inefficiencies in the whole process. I used to run property restoration company that I started with 2 employees. We grew it to over 100. When I started, I was doing everything from doing labor work in the field to gathering all this documentation, reporting to insurance companies, dealing with adjusters, and it was a very inefficient process. So I see that for every contractor, it's challenging to get people in the field to capture that information. And once they do, to have it organized so they can process it, you know, according to those projects, units, specific locations on a job. It's very tedious work. It takes a lot of time. That's why we built RocketPlan, to enable those field workers easily capture the data on a go and then streamline their whole process of reporting, estimating, and billing, ultimately eliminate lots of manual labor, all the redundancies, but also to help close that claim quicker and help that property owner, homeowner, help their lives get back to normal quicker.
Yeah, the homeowner benefits by getting to their lives in a very emotional, interfering state of mind. I've been, unfortunately, in a fire situation, in a flood situation, and as much as the contractors deal with it every day, even the ones that had great empathy felt frustrated by how long things took, knowing and seeing firsthand, because they're in your kid's room, they're in the house, and they see what it's like to be relocated. And you know, most of them have really great intention, and they also are running a business, and they also have a family, and they need to get paid as well. So it creates, you know, quite a chasm of frustration. So it's beyond just the profit side of remembering what equipment was used, how many hours were worked, what rooms you worked on, and all of the different things that create these different obstacles, hurdles, and voids. But there's an emotional toll on everyone, including, I think, the insurance companies. And I've seen adjusters, you know, good people in the insurance industries who, you know, I know it's their job to pay you less, but they do want to get you paid. And if there's mistakes made, you know, I've been in those situations like, I'm really sorry, but I have to get this information before I can pay the claim. And so, you've created, Joseph, a network of solution providers that not only include software, but include what are some of the components that are truly needed in order to facilitate more value to the community and the customer in time of need.
So first, the claim needs to get approved, right? So if the claim is approved, then that hurdle is accomplished. If the claim is not approved, but it should have been approved, then you need to have the proper tools to get the claim approved. So you document the job correctly, you do everything that the insurance company is mandating, and then you bundle that up and send it to an attorney to get that resolved.
And when it goes to the attorney, what kind of issues were they dealing with that can help out having the right documentation? Because as a lawyer, I'm really a covering lawyer, once again, there's a great frustration when you have to go back to your client, whether you're an accountant or a lawyer, and say, hey, I can't help you until I have the information.
Yeah. Pictures of before and after the loss. Pictures, anything where you can write down what the homeowner had said to you as the contractor, saying, I just saw this water on the floor today. This is the first time, and this is where it came from, and that type of stuff right from the beginning. Some of the things that I think your software does as well, it timestamps it. So when you're putting those notes in there, it's just very helpful. And so when the attorneys get that, it's like, oh wow, this is empirical data showing that this really happened.
Right. Insurance fraud is also something that's prevalent and also expensive, and this also alleviates a lot of that with the credibility and verification that occurs. Now, Joe, RocketPlan, there's, I don't just wear free T-shirts. I'm a big proponent of the solution because it is a profit center and because it creates a win-win-win situation with everyone involved. But one of the things that's most impressive is that, especially when dealing with contractors, adjusters, lawyers, nobody wants to, or nobody likes change. I have a saying, the only person I've ever met that likes change is a wet baby. It's amazing when we come up with great solutions, how fearful people are that it's going to take too much time to learn. Even if you can prove the economics of it and prove the goodwill of it, it's, I can't take my contractors on that. But you've created something that literally is as easy as taking a selfie and uploading a selfie. How much time did it take you to develop something that, no offense to Joe, but even Joe can use? I call him the average Joe. He's my litmus test of simplicity.
Yeah. The key with every technology is to be easily accessible and easy to use. So our focus for us from the beginning to solve the problem, but make it so easy that if a person can take a selfie, they don't need the training. They can get into it, they can figure it out.
And how quickly I know you work with some big companies like Belfor, who's one of the leading companies in the industry. How quickly is it actually to get a field force automated contractor?
It's under 10 minutes. So whether it's a team of 2 people or 200 people, it's the same 10 minutes. Going through that process, if a person can take a selfie, they know how to operate smartphone. That's all they need to know. And,
that has to be one of the most important facets of the solution is, getting people to feel comfortable that they can use it.
Without it, it's just not going to happen. So you can solve the problem, but if it's too difficult or if it's not easy to implement, it creates those barriers. Everybody's busy, especially field workers. They work 8, 10, 12-hour days. Sometimes there's lots of overtime. The actual physical labor, and then if the tech is not practical to make it easier for them to do their job, they're just not going to use it. That's why we really focus on making that ease of use and ease of onboarding.
And Joseph, you've been involved in the industry for a while, and as a final question, there's been an evolution in the business, and it's a recession-proof business. It's a business that has always and should always be one that's profitable, but also, most importantly, the quicker, like you said, that we can help the client is truly the intention. Where do you see this industry moving forward? Is it with solutions like RocketPlan? Where does the opportunity lie for people to be able to make more money, help more people, and enjoy their jobs compared to when you started?
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. It's in technology and using it correctly as a tool to help the homeowner, to help the insurance company create this environment in which they can communicate correctly. There's a saying that I remember reading this in an IRC's test, and it said that all great projects that start and end well have one thing in common, and that's communication, good communication. And that's really what you're doing with this platform, is you're creating an environment where the homeowner can communicate with the contractor can communicate with the billing company like myself or the insurance company directly, so that everything is in one place and everybody can then interact, and you can keep that. The contractor can then keep that control over it. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, when I think about technology in existing businesses that have been around a long time, in restoration and contractor has been around a long time. Insurance companies is one of the oldest services in America alone. It's interesting because I had experience last week when I was flying around that I got an alert that somebody had fraudulently or maybe had fraudulently utilized my credit card on a text message. And I immediately said, no, I didn't make that payment. Then immediately it sent me a link saying, hey, click this to get a new card. And then I got that to get a new card, and then they gave me a virtual card and FedExed out my new card before I could even get home.
Oh, wow.
And I was thinking to myself, when I was young, this had happened to me. And it was emotionally draining. It was extremely detrimental to my personal and professional life, including embarrassment of, not having a mechanism to pay and having to explain to people, my car got, used, and, there's so many different things. And when I'm looking at RocketPlan and both of you, I'm thinking, wow, compared to where we were, I remember when an ATM came out, I'm like, wow, this is going to save me so much time. Nobody uses an ATM because it's a big waste of time. I can't imagine, as I see how the industry is still being utilized today, how much efficiency and happiness and the subtleties of what value you provide, both of you with the network as well, and Joe with RocketPlan. So I always say entrepreneurs are saving the world. We never know how, but I want to thank both of you. You definitely are saving and changing the world, making it a bigger and brighter place for all of us, and especially one of the most emotionally needy times, like when we have restoration in our primary, of course, place of business or in place of living, even worse, especially when our children are involved. So thank you both for enlightening us and also creating such value to a community that certainly needs it. I appreciate you being here with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
This is Dave Meltzer from the greatest hotel and studio in the world here at the Wynn Hotel. Come and join us in the lobby anytime with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook.